Living on $50 a week extreme budget challenge. At the moment you waited for, let me ask you something real. What would you do if all you had was $50 for the week? Not for fun money. I'm talking about food, transport, life. Sounds impossible? Today I'm going to show you it's not just possible, it's powerful. This video isn't just a challenge, it's a mindset shift. Because when you learn to survive on $50, you build the financial muscle that will serve you for life. Whether you're broke, behind on bills, or living paycheck to paycheck, this video is your blueprint. Let's dive into the $50 week extreme budget challenge, and by the end you'll walk away with practical tips, a new perspective, and maybe even a little money left over. But the truth is, the budget is what gives you more money. If you can control $50, you can control $500. If you can make it on little, you'll crush it when you have a lot. So this challenge isn't about suffering. It's about strategy. It's about breaking free from the cycle of spending and reacting, and stepping into a place of control. This week we're going to spend with intention. We're going to prioritize, and we're going to prove to ourselves that we are resourceful, disciplined, and ready for more. We set the rules, strict guidelines. Let's break down the rules. You get 50, that's it. No cheating. This covers your food, your transportation, and any necessities. Rent, utilities, and debt payments are separate. This is your weekly variable budget. No food delivery, no online shopping. You get what you get and you make it stretch. But don't worry, I'm not just telling you what to do. I'm doing it with you. So here's how I planned it. Budget breakdown. The total format. Here's my $50 plan. Groceries, $35. That's right, just $5 a day. Transport, $10 for gas or public transit. Emergency buffer, $5. You'd be surprised how often you need $2 in quarters or an extra loaf of bread. The key here is to plan every dollar before you spend it. I used a simple note on my phone with categories and dollar limits. When the money's gone, it's gone. And yes, I know some of you are thinking, $5 a day for food? I thought the same thing. But when I planned meals ahead, skipped snacks, cooked in batches, and stayed away from processed foods, I made it happen, and I'll show you how. Real-life groceries on $35. Let me walk you through what $35 in groceries can look like. I went to the store with a list and a calculator. I prioritized cheap protein, like eggs, beans, and canned tuna, filling carbs, like rice, oats, and pasta, and affordable produce, like bananas, carrots, and frozen veggies. I skipped the chips, soda, and snacks. One breakfast, oatmeal with peanut butter. One dinner, rice, black beans, frozen corn, and some taco seasoning. Super cheap, super filling. By planning for repetition over variety, I avoided waste. And let me tell you, when you only have $35, you start appreciating the food you usually take for granted. Every bite means something. You realize you can be healthy and full on a budget. For transport, I had to get creative. I walked when it made sense. If you drive, $10 might mean 1/3 of a tank. So you plan errands together. No random Target runs, you move with purpose. I even canceled one meetup because it wasn't worth the gas. Every dollar has a job, and that right there is how you become wealthy over time. By treating your money like it matters even when there's not a lot of it. The unexpected wins played a major role. Here's the wild part. I started feeling free. Less money meant less temptation. I wasn't wasting hours browsing online stores or impulse buying. I was focused, I was grateful. I realized how much time and energy I usually spend on spending. And with that stripped away, I had room to think, to plan, and to dream. This $50 challenge reminded me, the most powerful part of personal finance is not money, it's mindset. What to avoid. Life's small temptations that add up. Now listen, you will be tempted. You'll see that $6 coffee and want to justify it. You'll get an invite to lunch and feel embarrassed to say no. But remember, discipline now equals freedom later. You're not saying no forever. You're saying not right now so you can say yes to the life you really want later. Avoid convenience spending. Avoid boredom spending. And most of all, avoid comparing yourself to others. You're in a season of building and it's worth it. What I learned. Let me tell you something that really hit me by the end of this challenge. The difference between feeling broke and being broken. A lot of us walk around thinking we're failures just because we don't have money. But what this challenge taught me is that being broke is a temporary situation. Being undisciplined with money is the real trap. And for the first time in a long time, I felt like I had power over my finances. Not because I had a lot, but because I had a plan, and that plan gave me peace. I learned that money magnifies your habits. If you're reckless with $50, you'll be reckless with $5,000. And if you're intentional with $50, you're laying the foundation to manage wealth later. Don't believe the lie that you have to wait until you're out of debt or earning more before you can take control. Control starts now, and when you only have $50, every dollar matters, and then that's a good thing. Because the moment you start caring about the small amounts, the bigger amounts will respect you. And they'll come. Another major lesson? Gratitude and awareness are game changers. Normally, we spend money without thinking. Swipe here, tap there, gone. But during this challenge, I became hyper-aware of where everything was going. I took time to think before every purchase. I started appreciating food in a way I hadn't in years. A bowl of rice wasn't just rice, and it was energy. It was the result of budgeting, effort, and discipline. When you're forced to slow down and pay attention, you begin to see how much abundance you've been overlooking all along. And let's talk about freedom. Because believe it or not, I felt more mentally free during this $50 week than I ever did during my higher spending months. Why? Because I wasn't constantly chasing the next purchase. I wasn't stressed out about impulse buys or asking, where did my money go? I knew exactly where it was. And instead of money controlling me, I was finally in control. That feeling? That's worth more than any shopping spree. Another key takeaway was that discipline is a muscle, and this challenge worked it. Saying no to things I normally said yes to gave me confidence. I skipped the drive-thru. I didn't stop at the gas station for snacks. I canceled a social event that didn't fit the budget. It wasn't easy, but every time I stuck to the plan, I got stronger. You can't buy that kind of growth, you earn it. And once you've earned it, it changes you. Also, this challenge made me realize how much of our spending is emotional. We don't just buy things. We buy comfort, relief, distraction, approval. But with only $50 to your name, you're forced to find other ways to meet those emotional needs, ways that don't drain your wallet. Maybe you go for a walk, maybe you write, maybe you call a friend. And when you come out the other side, you realize you didn't need to spend to feel good. You just needed clarity and intention. Finally, I learned this. No one is coming to save you. Not the government, not your boss. Not a miracle, but that's not a bad thing. It's a gift. Because once you realize it's up to you, you stop waiting and start building. That's what this challenge is about. It's not just about saving $100 here or there. It's about building the habits, mindset, and self-respect that lead to real financial freedom. Closing and call to action. Now I want to speak directly to you. If you've ever said, I can't save money, or budgeting doesn't work for me, or I'll get my life together when I make more, stop. Just stop. That mindset is keeping you broke. You are not powerless. You are not stuck. You just haven't been given the right framework until now. So here's what I'm challenging you to do. Take this $50 challenge. Not next month, not next year. This week. Start this Sunday. Or start tomorrow. Give yourself $50 for food, transport, and essentials. Make a plan, stick to it. And watch what happens. You're going to feel resistance. You're going to want to give up by day 2, but keep going. Because what you'll learn about yourself is more valuable than any paycheck. Don't just watch this video and move on to the next one. Don't scroll past your breakthrough. This is your starting line. The people who change their lives are the ones who take action when it's hard, not just when it's convenient. And I promise you, once you complete this challenge, something inside you will shift. You'll stand a little taller, think a little clearer. You'll realize you're capable of so much more than you've been living. And I want to hear from you, seriously. Drop a comment and tell me how your week went. What meals did you make? What surprised you? What habits did you break? I want to create a community of people who aren't afraid to do the hard things to build the better life. Let's normalize budgeting. Let's normalize being broke but not staying broke. Let's normalize talking about money, learning, growing, and pushing forward, even when we have very little. This is not a poverty mindset. This is a power mindset. We're not here to stay broke and survive. We're here to master the money we have so we can build wealth for the future. And this $50 challenge, that's just step 1. So if you're with me, hit the like button so I know you're serious. Subscribe because I've got more videos coming that are going to take you from surviving to thriving. No fluff, no false promises, just real strategy for real people. And share this video with someone who needs to know they're not alone. Someone who needs to believe again that change is possible, even on a tight budget. Your money is a tool, not a curse, not a mystery, not a source of shame, just a tool. And every week you get to decide how to use it. So take this challenge, get uncomfortable, Get strategic and start changing your life $1 at a time. Because if you can live on $50 a week and keep your head up, you can do anything. This isn't the end of the road. This is your comeback story. Let's build. So if this is an intentional act that you would pursue, please be sure to leave a comment and like and subscribe. Legacy to Address stands strong.